Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, so it is day 2. We had a very windy, stormy night last night. It rained almost the entire time I was in the tent until about 4:30 in the morning before it quit. Winds were gusting like crazy last night. So much so that the just dust and dirt around the tent were getting blown through the mesh into my tent. So I've got like a little pile of dust and debris that made it into my tent because of just how windy it was. It's still very windy today. You may be able to tell if I pan up. Some of these clouds are kind of whipping by pretty quickly, and the forecast is for some pretty windy conditions the rest of the day. We've got a pretty short day on the agenda with a possible spur trail that we may go explore if we feel up to it. I think we're both kind of dragging a little bit still from probably Mount Albert, kicking our butts a couple days ago, and yesterday was a decent hike, but wasn't anything crazy. I think we did from the trailhead, it's about 4.2 miles to Constantine, and then we had 6.5 miles of road walk, which luckily we were able to get about 4 miles, maybe 4.25, something like that, of hitching rides up the mountain. So maybe two and change on top of that, so 6+ miles yesterday. Still pretty sore. Just trying to get up and get moving today a little bit. Already had a little electrolyte drink. I'm making some Mountain House biscuits. No, not today. Today's not biscuits and gravy. Today is breakfast skillet. I'm gonna have that today. And a cup of coffee. I'm looking forward to a cup of coffee. It's a beautiful lake. There's another group further down the lake that's been up and moving around. My guess is they're probably just camping here for a couple days. But we're gonna pack up and hit the trail here, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. I've got to eat and then finish putting some of my gear away, and Brent just got out of the tent a little bit too. I think he's dragging a little bit also. So that's it for now. I'm gonna enjoy some coffee and some breakfast, and I will check back in a little later. Get back on trail.
The main trail is there.
To our right. But I think these all kind of wind around the lake. All right, so we're back on trail. Pretty quickly you hit this 23% grade coming out of Constantine to get up to Fall Creek Pass?
Fall Creek Pass.
Fall Creek Pass. 23% grade. I show we've got about 750 feet of vertical to gain before it levels out. I'm not sure if that's going to be at the pass or if we've got another little climb after that. But thought I'd stop and give you a little view. You've got some of these just amazing peaks as you head up. That's our trail, straight up. I think the pass is going to be kind of behind that tree. So we stopped to take a break, and I thought I might as well film, otherwise I'd just be totally out of breath like I was about a minute and a half ago. So,
Gotta get a couple selfies too.
yeah, stop and let Brent do a couple selfies.
Yeah.
We're hoping the weather holds. There's a lot of clouds in the area. They're moving pretty quick, but if we can get up over the pass, that's the only one that we have today. And then it's all downhill from there. All right, I will check back when I figure out what the hell's going on. Just another quick note. We were gonna take the side spur originally, but we're both kind of wore out, and we got up here to the trail split. Let me show you what this looks like. But you can see the ridge over here and the peak here, and there's this little ridge in between. The trail to the lakes, the upper and the lower and the upper lakes, goes behind this ridge, climbs all the way back up, and the lakes are back up that way. Which sounds awesome and everything, but then you turn around, the only way to get back is to come back down that trail all the way back to the bottom and then reclimb this all the way up to the pass. And you know, we love climbs and all, like so much, that we really wanted to do that, but then we thought better of it, and instead we're just gonna do the one monster climb today, and that's it. So yeah, sorry about that, but there's the Seven Sisters Lakes, this whole string right as we get across the pass, which are pretty epic from what we can tell. So we're gonna get up there and take lots of pictures and video and show you some of that. So, all right, that's it for now, I promise. Unless I come up with something else really insightful, which is doubtful because I'll be out of breath. So, talk to you later. See him sitting on top of the rock right over there, chirping at us. You can see Lake Constantine down here, and the mountain ridge is behind it. Pretty spectacular all the way around. Pretty cool. Alright, so we've come up to a little plateau. Fall Creek Pass, we think, is just up ahead. Here we have this little flat kind of plateau section, and then another climb to get to the top. It's definitely getting windier as we get up here, and the temperature's dropping. I'll have to see if I can get a temperature reading up here, but it's definitely a lot colder now that we've gotten kind of up into this really exposed area. So Brent is just putting on some wind pants and filtering a little bit of water, so he's ready to go for this little section and climb. And we're an hour and 42 minutes into our climb from Lake Constantine. And we've done 1.26 miles, so we're going pretty slow. Now, we are stopping and filming and taking pictures and really trying to enjoy this, but it's also a pretty difficult climb. The grade was, 23% climb for the last mile and a half was the average, so some sections were a little steeper than that and some were a little less. Beautiful views, epic location. It's tough to get here, but if you can get here, it's pretty spectacular. All right, looks like he's ready, and I'm gonna put the camera away. We're gonna head down this little plateau section and see if we can't scope out that pass. All right, I think this is it. The pass, the Fall Creek Pass. I think it's gonna start going down the other side. I'm gonna look just to confirm it. Looks like that's the descend. Oh, so here comes Brent up the top. This is it. Pass number 1 and only pass for today. Looks like some old mining equipment. First sign we've seen of that. All right, well, I think we're close to the end of our trek for today. I believe we're coming up on Lake Hunky Dory or something like that. We're starting to see mining equipment kind of strewn around. Our mileage is right about what we expected. Beautiful little creek here that I'm gonna cross. We had a good day. It was about equal climb versus descent. So we had it's about 1,400 feet vertical gain and then about 1,400 feet decline. And then I think this is where we're stopping for the night, and we can scout around and look for some campsites. But since this is kind of on the back side of the loop, I kind of expect this to be the least busy. You know, Constantine had a few people, and I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the Cross Creek kind of valley, if we see some people there, especially day hikers, because it's very, very reasonable to reach that. But this looks like a pretty good spot. Let me show you around.
Campsites everywhere.
Pretty cool. Trails going off in every direction. You know, people can camp pretty much anywhere back in here. So this is like the first one that you come across off the trail, but there's more back this way. So I am going to walk around a little bit and scout, put my pack down first, and see if we can't find the best one here. So just a stone's throw from, you know, where we're setting our pack down. We just kind of walked right in on that first campsite. You know, you can see remnants of the old mines, literally right here, feet away from your campsite. So again, there's trails that go kind of all through here. I'm going to walk around a little bit, but that's just kind of a neat little piece of history here right along the lake. All right, we got dinner finished. Bear bags hung up, tied up. We are going to see him dancing in the background. He's got to go get water. He's got chores to do. He's not allowed to have fun yet. Get your chores done first. Then you can play. We are going to crash early tonight because we are a little slap happy and tired, and maybe it's a little altitude. I don't know. I think it's our personalities and we can't help it. He's going to get some water. We're going to call it a night a little early. I don't even know what time it is. Let me take a look here. Bear with me just a second. It is 7 o'clock. Yes, it is 7 o'clock. The sun hasn't gone down. We're going to go to bed. Our goal was to go to bed by 9. Last night was awful with the windstorm and the rain that came through. I was up constantly it was like 35-mile-an-hour gusts and we were a little too exposed. So it was just hammering us all night long. And he said in his setup, he was the same way, just constantly waking up. Stayed dry, stayed warm, but miserable night of sleep. I am lucky if I got 3 hours of sleep if you added it all together, because I don't think I slept for more than about 30 minutes at one time. We are at an epic spot here at Hunky Dory Lake. I'm not kidding. That's the name, Hunky Dory Lake. There's this massive cliff. We're trying to figure out how tall it is. We haven't got the map out, but you might be able to tell, like, it's enormous, and then it kind of wraps around. So we should have some protection from the winds from that direction and over here, so we thought, but the winds seem to go over the top and then kind of swirl around. So it's still kind of windy down here. Today was an epic day. Today had a massive climb and then a massive descent, and that was it. That was the entire day. I think we had 50 yards of flat ground today.
If that.
50 yards. That's what my money's on. 50 yards. 60 tops. Barely saw anybody. So it's really cool on this loop. There's a lot of people that do day hikes to Constantine and back. And from what I hear, there's a lot of people on the other side of the loop that hike up whatever the heck that name is. Crooked Creek. It runs up that valley on the other side of the loop. A lot of people day hike that and go back. But once you get into kind of the back end of the loop, there's not that many people back here. And even being on a weekend, we didn't see a whole lot of people going on. So we have the whole lake to ourselves. There's nobody else here. So we can make as much noise as we want and no one would ever hear us. Just the animals. What else? Any thoughts about today?
Big climb, big descent, herding, absolutely epic views coming down off the top of,
yes.
What was that pass?
Fall Creek? Fall Creek Pass, yeah. Going up to the pass, it was kind of neat, stopping to turn around and look back to Lake Constantine. We'll have lots of that, obviously, you've seen in the video. But coming down the other side, it was just super picturesque. Every 100 feet you wanted to stop and take another shot because it was sweet.
Seven Sisters.
Yeah, the Seven Sisters lakes that are up there was really cool. So love that section. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. We were dragging. We did not hit the 1 mile per hour thing that we were making fun of before the trip, that we're not going to drop below that. Yeah, we dropped below it. I think today we did 4.2 miles in 4.5 hours. So yeah, we own it. That's all we could say.
Yeah.
So we are going to get some sleep, get up early, try and get up early. Early is a relative term for us. Early, it might not be early for you, but it's early for us. So we're going to get up early, and I'm not going to tell you what time because you'll hold us to it and we're not going to hit it anyway. So we're going to get up early, and whenever we leave, that's exactly when we meant to leave. Ish, yeah, ish. The forecast is cold. Tonight is supposed to be below freezing, just barely, with a slight chance of heavy snow. So I don't know how you get a slight chance of heavy snow and not like a slight chance of snow or a good chance of heavy.